So it seems like we're about to enter Shima's sad boy hour, or maybe it's a sad boy summer. Well, we'll just have to see how long this lasts. But we've got a lot of spicy stuff when it comes to Shima's past, so we'll just have to hear more of it and, you know, figure out the full story. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon, and the early access are up in the YouTube memberships. Or if you just want to support me, I do have the $1 tier on the YouTube memberships as well. But other than that, let us get started. Oh, she's going back home, right? Well, she is getting ready to come back. Were those two girls or is that one guy? I swear. Damn, dude. Never heard an airport that fucking quiet. Actually, no, I have. I've gone to airports that's not super popular. Like, that's not LAX. Oh, she's a super cool, yeah, she's a city dweller now. Whole family came, damn, dude. Come on now, you guys, you guys helped her out, supported her through all this. I love the dad, he's just like, alright, immediately put it right on my wallet. Red rice? Is it like some sort of dessert thing? Because in Vietnam, we've got like purple-ish rice, right? I mean, it's purple rice. And it's like sweets. Looks less red to me and more purple-ish, but I do see like the red hue on it. Oh, this is a big house. Oh my god, is this the first time we hear music? It's been nothing but ambience. You know, she also did say she wanted to bring Shima back home if she could have. Uh-oh, the friends are back. Damn. Her crush? Is this just... Or so... Whoa! What progress, dude? Fumi's really out here, dude. Oh shit! Oh, it's the Yamada Sensei's right. No. Of course, your best friend. Oh, glow up. Oh. Wow, look at these kids using legal fireworks and everything. Did you quit practicing your standard Japanese? Okay. Somebody's playing Wii Sports out here. Oh, look at that dog just sitting there, waiting. Oh. Oh. Sorry, too busy staring at doggo. Damn, did she really just cut the fucking skin off of the watermelon too? Like, if she cut it thick slices like that, she didn't. So anyways, watermelon and salt. It's just the ambient and watermelon crunching. Bliss. Also, is she eating all those? You didn't even finish your watermelon! So anyways, was she actually eating, like, the seeds or something? What's going on here? We didn't hear any... She just straight swallowed these seeds? Huge seed. Yeah, that's some good endurance training right there. Oh. Hmm. Oh, the school festival. Good luck charm, dude. He probably doesn't feel very lucky. I just want you to read it. It's got notes and everything on it. Yeah. Take the sweets and stay away from me. Of course, Makoto is already eating. Squid crackers. Ooh. Immediately. That's a type of friend I'm down for, dude. I give you something to, I give you some food, you eat it immediately? Hell yeah, dude. Oh, the squid crackers. Still gotta give that to him, huh? You know, some people don't want a slice of happiness. Ooh, ooh. Composed adult like you. Aw, he's just a sad boy right now. Because I don't deserve anything. People who have something that he doesn't have. Alright, she's running and he's staying in place. Oh, give you extra. Look at you, got 6 squid crackers now. If there's 2 each in there, unless it's only 1, then yeah, you got 3 squid crackers out here. Anyways, Shima's playing the lead role, right? Yeah! Yeah! Shima, I guess Shima should have recognized the bad omen. When the first person he saw coming back from school is, Kanechika. So, I like that when she head on over to the countryside, right? We barely heard any music. All we heard was just ambience, right? To showcase the difference between, like, living in the city and living in the countryside, which I would assume the countryside's a little quieter than living in a fucking city. And so, like, when she gets back to the city, right, school starting and everything, that's when, like, the music starts kicking back in. Right, we heard some music during, like, the country, like, the first half, right? But the majority of it was, like, ambience, which I thought was very nice. You know, there are times when you don't have to put music, and I really appreciate that. But alright, I'm gonna go write my notes, and we will be right back to the center. I have to look at this scene again, and Cause I was just like, are these 2 girls? Cause like I didn't know if one of them was a dude, and like, you know, it just happened to look a little girly on the on the backside, right? No, they're both wearing skirts. And I was just like, damn, dude, look at the way that she's putting her hand there. Is she looking at... Huh. Yeah, she looks, and then it kind of zooms, and I thought that maybe it's the airplane, because the airplane is the centerpiece, right? Center of attention. But now I'm just like, maybe she's just looking off into the distance. Wow, all that grass. You don't see that often in Tokyo. I don't know. This is, they say red rice, but like, I'm looking at it and it's like red beans, right? And she's steaming it. I don't know what those yellow thing is, other than it kind of looks like potatoes. Or corn. But they were talking about corn on how, like, there weren't really a lot, they didn't really send Mitsumi any corn last time because it was raining a lot and it was like a civet or something, so like they're just gonna skip to next year on corn. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is like the last of the corn. Then again, it's actually a little bit too big for it to be corn. So maybe they're just potatoes. Or maybe it's ginger now I think about it. I don't know. But it seems in the way that Mitsumi's holding it, I guess it's probably just like they eat it like you would regular rice with everything else, right? With like the fish right there. I'm still thinking like literally just a whole fish. Just a whole ass fish on your plate. God damn, dude. I would not be able to eat a whole fucking... Actually, no, in that size, I might be able to eat it. But this was just reminding me of, like, the little purple rice that we would eat. It's like a Vietnamese food. And it's made for desserts for the most part because it is slightly sweet. So you wouldn't want to eat it like it would regular rice. It's also, like, a little sticky. If I can search it up, and figure out what the name of it. Sweet coconut sticky rice. That's what they call it. So yeah, this is what it looks like, right? It's sticky. I guess there's a little coconut, but there's also like other flavors, other colors as well, right? Purple is the one that I remember most, but like there's also like the green and the yellow ones as well. So that's what I was thinking of, but they're both for different purposes. Again, like I said, that rice is made a little bit more for like you would eat it like desserts and such. I feel like I've had these type of rice before, but can't remember. Can't remember. At the very least, I would assume it's like in the same flavor as the red bean, right? So, if I've had red bean, so you know what? I feel like I've had these, except it's a dessert. That's why I'm thinking of it like it's a dessert. So, yeah, we've got something that's like this for desserts, and you just add like coconut milk on it, right? So, anyways. I will say that this whole first half of Mitsumi coming back to her family, I thought was very cute, but it certainly is a big downtime, right? A big downtime for Mitsumi and just for us in general, because like, well, we can't immediately enter into sad boy Shima because he's a little too sad boy right now. So we need to have an entire episode break before we head into sad boy hour. So there's that. I will say I absolutely love this dog. I forgot what it's called, but it is it is in a similar name as Sosuke, I think, and that's why it reminds Mitsumi of her dog, of her family dog, when she looks at Shima in the beginning. Right, and just the way that it is, you can kind of see why she thinks of him like a dog initially, or in the second episode. I mean, she thought of him as a mother goose at first, and then it switches over to the family dog. But it's so, God, the way that this dog is just in absolute bliss right now. And then you can also hear it when Mitsumi first came back home, and you just hear a dog just barking, and it just goes. Absolutely adorable. But just look at it, just sitting here waiting for Mitsumi to come down. and then when she finally does come down, and she's coming down to sit, and God, this dog is just right there, sitting there waiting for her, with its tail wagging and everything. So adorable. Just look at him. she got up and she sat up and the dog's just like, all right, time to snuggle. Absolutely adorable. All right, my cheeks are starting to hurt. I need to stop smiling. You know, this prep school's got some pretty lax uniform standards, right? Because, like, we've got people who are wearing the usual stuff. Albeit, I'm not really sure why Mika has a, because, like, Mitsumi has a tie, and the girl behind her has a tie, and then Mika's just like, I've got a ribbon. But, like, you've got this individual, I think it might be the blonde guy, who has his shirt unbuttoned, right? He's not wearing a tie either. And then there's this girl who's not even wearing the shirt. she's just like, I forgot to do my laundry today. Summer break in high school seems to pass by so quickly, but it's also a month of transformation. So just think about Fumi. Some people get a partner, while others lose them, so people break them. Okay, some gain composure, while others lighten up. Some grow closer, while others drift away, right? Like, okay. I like, you know, just this one small little movement. I think it's right here, where, like, you just see Mika, like, watching her, and then, like, by the time Mitsumi starts moving, that's when she starts moving as well. Sorry, did I say Mika? I did say Mika, right? Anyways, Mika's looking at Mitsumi. Right, and then turns around and then finally starts walking with the group when Mitsumi is starting to, you know, when she feels like she's about to follow them. Which is a lot more than how you see Shima does it, right? In the beginning of this, of the school, where, hold on, where after he talks to Kanechika and then he rejects Kanechika. And so he just goes and he walks off, right? The camera's staying on Mitsumi, and since Shima's taller than Mitsumi, we don't get to see his eyes, right? We only get to see that slight smile on him. Or is it? Yeah, that fake smile that he has on him. So we don't see his eyes. But, like, he just walks off. And then Mitsumi has to be like, oh shit, you know, oh wait, hold on, I'm trying to follow along, right? He walks without even looking back, just because, he just wants to get the fuck out of this situation. He does not care if, you know, Mitsumi is going to follow him or not. But it really showcases just how nice in like the way that the body movements are in these characters, and see how much they're able to showcase how much they care in their own ways, or if they don't care in their own ways, just through their body language. So, very nice. I enjoy that. And also, just this little speech that Mitsumi was doing, right, about the whole summer, like, some grows closer while others drift apart, some gets partner while others lose them and such, right? It's a moment of change, which is very understandable. And also, it also doesn't help that, like, here, she said it's a month of transformation, and I'm just over like, well, fuck, dude, y'all got summer break for, like, a month, and then it's, like, back to school, kids. Get the fuck in this goddamn funnel. So we can all just start shipping you off to all these black companies. Anyways, yeah, you only get 1 month of summer, which is like fucking crazy. But you know, the whole education standard in Asia is a whole lot higher than it is here in America, where our educational system sucks. By the way, in terms of body language in anime, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but there's this part where she rushes up to Shima because she's got all this information that she just got, and she wants to unload it because she's very excited, and she didn't want to say it to Fumi because she didn't feel like she wanted to be bragging about it and all that. But yeah, it's whatever, right? It's not the fact that, like, you're pretendingly bragging, and even if you are bragging, I don't think Fumi would be like, wow, I can't believe that's happening to your school right now, I'm so jealous. Right? Like, you think that Fumi would still be like, oh, that's pretty cool, that's awesome, like, I like that you tell me about what's going on with your school and all that, right? Because it's very different from mine right now. But whatever. She's talking to him, And then she points over to, well, when she gets through this whole talk, but she oh my god. So yeah, she points on over to the courtyard. And then he kind of just goes and he looks. And I'm just like, okay, so, like, maybe there's just one part in him, right? There's some part within him. Because, like, that's like what I was talking about in the last episode, in the feeling of change, right? Something in Shima, he does want change. It's just that he's stuck. And he says it himself, right? He's frozen in place. And it's understandable that he's frozen in place when he's got someone like Ririka who has to remind him of his fucking past and continues to drag him down with her. Okay. Okay, anyways, but just going back to what body language and all that. In terms of this, right, it's nice that he actually goes and he turns his entire body to where she's looking, to where she's pointing at, right? Because, like, he wouldn't, if he doesn't care all that much, right, when she's pointing, he could just, like, look to the side like this, right, and not have to move his entire body to actually look at it. Like, he could just be like, oh, okay, that's cool, you know, alright, I'm on my way now, see you later. So, there's just that one moment that, like, yeah, again, he does want to change, it's just that he can't. But I guess a class rep can't be acting like a giddy schoolgirl. It's no big deal. I need to be a cool and composed adult like you. He's not even an adult, alright? He's a fucking kid. You think too much of me, which, understandable. See you, but also very relatable. So, she walks away. He says, you're wrong, Mitsumi. He thinks about what Ririka is saying, right? Her pulling him back down. I get frozen in place because I don't deserve anything, right? He feels, it's that feeling of self-worthlessness, right? He doesn't feel worthy because he's got a lot of fucking baggage, right? He stays frozen in place because he doesn't deserve anything. But you guys, aka Mitsumi and Kanichika, right, keep pushing on full steam ahead. You're so dazzling and so far away. He said a word from the opening. Dazzling. Oh my god. So I see he goes and thinks that, right? We saw a little bit of darkness from our boy right here. She runs back, gives him some extra crackers because, hey, you're feeling down, you little fucking dummy. He does a little, like, exhale, but, like, it's not exactly like a smile, but it is somber, right? It's a little somber. And then here in this moment, it's him, right? Only him in this space. Everything else, it's just whiteness. And then towards the end, haha! We will now do a play. Get fucked. Get all the other things. Hold on. So with all the votes decided, puzzle game consultation center, TV show screening, roller coaster, maid cafe. Classic, right? Maid cafe. Class 3. It has to be a maid and butler cafe. It can't just be a maid cafe. Alright? The girls can't be the only one who has to dress. I was gonna say dress like an idiot. Sorry to all the maid fans and cosplayers out there. But, you know, I don't think girls should be the only one doing it. The guys should be out there too. That's how you get more votes. Come on now. You gotta make sacrifices. A roller coaster in the fucking place. I would be very amused to see how they would have done that. But they're putting on a play, which is something that I don't even see on there. I thought maybe it's a TV show screening, but whatever. Maybe this whole play thing is the time when they find out that Shima is a child actor. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Alright, I gotta continue writing my notes down or else I'm just gonna say every single thing, and then by the time I finish these notes, I'm like, what am I saying? I wrote these for nothing. Alright, so that was episode 9 of Skip and Loafer. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. Hold on, I need to... Alright, I don't know if that made any difference, but here we are. Okay. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I Always like talking to you guys. Oh, I forgot to put on my necklace this whole time. No wonder I feel a little different. A little too late, but here it is. But I thought that this was a pretty alright first half and a pretty nice, I think it's a pretty alright episode overall. And so the beginning, right? It's just Mitsumi coming home, and it's a lot of downtime, which is understandable. Again, Shima's sad boy hour is gonna take a lot of chunk. So like we need some downtime before we get into his sad boy hour. So here we are having a bit of a relaxation, right? And as Mitsumi goes home, of course, she gets to hang out with Fumi. And with Fumi, who was telling us about, was telling about how she's got a crush on this boy. Well, fucking big news. She's now dating her crush. I can't believe it. Oh my god. And she said that she got his contact towards the end, towards the beginning, before summer break started, because she had this feeling that, you know, she's not going to see him for a whole month, or she just wanted to get in contact with him. And so Mitsumi's just over here like, oh shit. That blonde boy, he was correct this whole time. His lesson, Yamada, is that what his name was? Hold on. I do not think I wrote down his name. Wow. No, it is. Yamada Kento. It is. Okay, I did write him down. And of course, Mitsumi being her best friend, she decides that she's going to be the first person she tells instead of everybody else, which, very fun, very enjoyable. Again, I've told you, I love their relationship together. And I love that, you know, it's been 4 months and they still talk. And she, you know, she comes back for a summer to hang out with her family and her friends, her other middle school friends, who we don't really know too much about. I mean, we saw a little bit of them in, like, the first episode as well, but whatever. Whatever. But, they went to shoot some fireworks, and towards this part where Fumi puts, where is it? Somewhere around here. Come to think of it, did you quit practicing your standard Japanese? Which was also something that I was starting to notice. I mean, because she came back to her hometown, so everybody's with her dialect. So everybody's kind of talking the way that Fumi's talking right now. And Mitsumi has also kind of dropped that as well. So when she first said this, I was just like, what do you mean standard Japanese? Right? Did you quit your standard Japanese? And I'm like, okay. And it's like, Mitsumi's just like, yeah, I did, right? I quit it. And she said, I found friends that won't make fun of me over my dialect. And I'm just like, oh, so that's why she's learning standard Japanese, because you know what? Everybody's got a dialect. Everybody's got a fucking accent, all right? And that's just how it fucking goes, right? It's really, I don't really think that people should be making fun of other people for the way that they talk. Right, I just think that accents are nice in general, you know, albeit sometimes it's hard to understand some people's accent, but, like, I'm not gonna be like, speak proper English, fools! But, whatever, I do enjoy this scene as well, just Mitsumi kind of putting off that layer from herself, you know, the feeling of having to practice standard Japanese, but now she doesn't have to because she found friends who accepted her for the way that she is. And that's also kind of something that I was talking about with Mika, her and Mika's relationship as well, which, very nice, very nice. But with this whole first half, Mitsumi had a great time, and she comes back to Tokyo, refresh and recharge, which is very fun when you juxtapose it to last episode's final ending with Shima in his sad boy hour, just laying in bed, and like all his clothes are just on the floor, his books are on the fucking floor and everything, right? That sad scene, and then the next episode we see Mitsumi having such a great fucking time. Shima's been brooding for a whole month. This poor boy. But here is Mitsumi back in Tokyo, refresh and recharge. She sees Shima and says that, oh, it's, you know, seeing you first thing in the morning must be a good thing. And she ends up meeting with Kanichika who also says the same thing, right? It can only be a good sign that I saw Shima-kun so soon. And then Shima's just over here like, what am I? Some kind of good luck charm? Which is very funny because like, out of everything Shima thinks he is, a good luck charm is definitely not something that he thinks of himself as, right? Perhaps he most likely thinks of himself as a bad luck charm, especially with what happened to Ririka. And it's an understandable mindset. It's not good for him, but it's an understandable mindset. But here we are with the school festival. It's coming. Kanechika's gotta play, and he's desperately trying to get Shima to come back to the whole acting stage because, well, he knows that Shima's a good actor. He wants him to not foil or spoil his talent and such. But whether Shima actually cares about the whole acting thing, because I was thinking about it, because, you know, he did come to watch Kanechika's play, even though there was, like, barely anybody there. I'll talk a little bit more about it as we get into his speech. But here we have this part where Kanechika is trying to disarm himself, where he's saying, oh, I'm not recruiting you, right? It's already been cast. I just want you to read this. Right? I just want to hear your thoughts on this. He's trying to disarm himself. And it almost could have worked, right? Shima is out here ready to grab it. Well, not ready to grab it, but, you know, he's about to grab it. But he hesitates, and then he pulls back, and he's just like, no, I know that you're still trying to get me back into it. And so he walks away. Honestly, Kanechika should have just, instead of being honest, is like, you got me. Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to do. He should have just been like, no, I was just trying to give you a fucking strike. Just want to know your thoughts about it, right? But he didn't. But no, whether that could have helped, right, in disarming him a little bit more, right? If he had done that, you know, perhaps, who knows? But yeah, he says, you got me. And then Shima just walks away. Alright, I got exactly what I expected from you. So, see you later. I'm walking out. And then we've got all these other segments that I don't particularly care because we're talking about the school festival. I already went through Mitsumi's little monologue about like summer break and such. And so we've got the whole idea of a school festival, which, understandable, we are following the standard the standard schedule of a high school thing, right? Of course, we've got to have a school festival at some point, and it has to be some sort of climax point. because of course it is, right? We've just got to have a school festival, and that's all I can really say about that. But there's this other speech that I enjoy from Mitsumi as she saw Shima across the place, and she runs back to her she runs back to the student council room to grab her squid crackers. Right, put the paperwork down, grab her squid crackers. She's running towards Shima, and she thinks, just because you haven't talked for a while, you might get afraid that they might not like you anymore. But when you're really happy, you want to share it. And I think I said during the reaction, you know, sometimes people don't want to hear your slice of happiness. And it's true, right? Sometimes people, they get so fucking sad, and they get to this state where, you know, they feel envious of other people because those people are happy and they're not. And they're like, why aren't I happy as like them? And so, you know, there are certain people who don't want that slice of happiness. And I think that's totally fine on some levels, right? Like, you want your space and all that, it's totally fine. But if you continue to live in a negative space, it's really bad for you. But I do enjoy this in terms of, like, you know, just because you haven't talked for a while, it might make you feel like that the person might not like you anymore, because, like, well, we haven't talked to each other, why not? Right? But it's that whole idea of, well, people get busy, right? People get busy, and sometimes, as harsh as it is, they don't think about you. Right? Kind of like how once you turn off this video, right, you don't really think about me all that often, just as how I don't think about my commenters all that often, right? It's like, and so, I don't know why I say this, Okay, that's a okay. Well, me putting that in was a bad example because we are not on the level of friends. Which thank goodness, this parasocial relationship. Let's not get any further than just acquaintances. But you've got friends. And especially out after high school and everything, right? You start getting a job and everything, you start getting kids or whatever, you start getting busy. You've got other things in your life, right? You've got your kids, you've got your career, you've got your furthering your education, your college, that's like separate away from your friends. That's understandable. You've got a lot of things on your brain, and they're all the things that are immediate to you. And your friends, if they're not here, they're not exactly immediate to you. Right? Like, I mean, like, right here, like, right next to you, in your own house, or whatever. You'd still not really talk too much to them, even if they're in their own house. But, again, people get busy, people don't think about you all the time, and that's that, right? Sometimes you just have to come to the understanding that just because you guys stop talking for a while doesn't mean that they fucking hate your guts and they don't want to talk to you ever again. Right, but that's just something that we just start to think. It's like, oh my god, maybe they do really fucking hate me, just because that's just how our brain works sometimes, and it's just like there has to be some sort of reason on why they stop talking, and the reason that is easiest to us is maybe they just fucking hate me. But you should try to start thinking about maybe they're just really fucking busy. They got a lot of things on their plate, it's. Anyways, I just want to give that out because I was thinking about a friend who I used to talk to a lot, but we kind of stopped talking as much after like 2020 or 2021 or something, and it kind of gotten to a point where like they had moved away from my area, so like we couldn't really hang out in person anymore. So like we kind of just lost contact a lot, but like I know that it's not that our friendship is shattering or breaking or whatever. It's because, well, they had to move to another town and now they're working in a job that's making them that makes them work 12 hours a day and such, right? It's not good, but they need money to get by, and so they're working in this job that takes a lot of their time, and by the time they get out of work, they're fucking tired. They don't want to do anything, and that's understandable, right? They're busy. They're very busy, and it's not like they look at my contact and be like, yeah, I fucking hate this bitch. I don't want to talk to her anymore. Right? It's not like that. It's just that people are busy. Life gets to all of us, and that's just the unfortunate thing. I don't know why I was here. What did I wanted to? Why am I here talking about this? Anyways, don't listen to my advice, kids. With that, Mitsumi goes to Shima, gives him the squid cracker, explains to him, right, about the school festival, because she's never got to experience a school festival on this sort of level before. Anyways, yeah, she gives him a squid cracker, she goes to leave, and as she's leaving, we get this monologue from Shima, where he says, well, actually, even before that, where she's talking about how she wished she could be more like a cool and composed adult like him, and then he says, oh, you think too much of me, which, relatable. Also, I just love the way that he's so fucking slump right now, right? He's not even standing up straight. Oh my god, he's me. You see this fucking angle right now? That's him slumping. Ow! My neck! Anyways, can Shima stop being so relatable? Fuck this guy. I hate him. Anyways, yeah, he goes and he says, you think too much of me. And also, he says that with that fake smile of his, and his eyes are closed, which is just like anime's way to show us that he's not, anime's way to hide the emotion that he's feeling, right? Because he can see a lot of emotions through people's eyes. And so, even though they show us his full face, we don't see his eyes. Because he's putting on a mask right now. Anyways, too fucking relatable. Again, it's this whole idea of cool, composed adult. Cool and composed adult like you. And I think I've already told this story, so I feel like I don't want to say it again. But, quick version is that people outside of the YouTube space Well, I mean, outside of, like, people watching my YouTube videos, so people like you who are watching my YouTube videos right now, you don't really see my usual face, you don't see my usual attitude as much, because, you know, I'm actually, as much as it is, I'm actually a sort of person who don't really talk all that much, especially when I'm in a group environment. I'd much prefer to just sit and listen, and then, you know, if anybody asks me for any questions, like, I'll be like, okay, you know, I'll respond. And, like, if I get a little bit more comfortable, then I'll start talking within the group as well. But if not, then I'll just be in that group and I won't really talk all that much. And that's how it is, right? It's, and that could, like, which, funny enough, like, that could throw some people off, because, like, even if they're not my fans, oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. Oh! But, you know, even if people who are subscribed, or who aren't subscribed, and they watch my video and they see this, and then they see me IRL, or they see me in, like, a work meeting or something, right? And like, I just don't fucking talk. And so, people start to get ideas of me. I like how I said I was going to say a quick story. But people get an idea of me, and they kind of think that for some fucking reason, I'm just a really cool and composed person. They're just like, wow, this person, Ike, she's really cool. And, like, I don't understand why. I don't understand why. I'm just over here frozen and riddled with anxiety, but I just hide it a little bit better. Damn you, Shima, I hate Okay, I said I was gonna talk about the fucking monologue that he was going on here, where he says, "You're wrong, Mitsumi. I get frozen in place because I don't deserve anything. But you guys keep pushing on, full steam ahead." And as she continues to walk away, we see that shade of darkness in his eyes. You're so dazzling and so far away, right? You're this type of person where you keep pushing on, full steam ahead, despite all of this pressure on your shoulder. It's a lot, and it's and in a way, right? As I said, in terms of the feeling of enviousness, where if you are in a world of just not being happy in general, and you get to that point of just like, well, fuck, I'm so sad, or I'm fucking depressed, right? And I'm talking about the medical stuff, and not like just the emotions. And so, like, you know, and you start to feel resentful, and you start to feel envious of other people who feel very happy towards you, not towards you, but, you know, happy towards whatever they're doing, right? And you're like, I don't understand this happiness. Why the fuck are they so happy? I fucking hate them. And so, I feel like that's what Shima, maybe I'm just projecting, but maybe this is how Shima feels as well, but in terms of, like, not just, like, the feeling of of envy, right? He also feels like, as he says, I don't deserve anything. So, because of that, he's frozen in place. Mitsumi's continuing to get further away from him, and he can't follow after her, unlike the first episode. But I like that here in this moment, as he's thinking about this, right? You just keep walking away. You're so dazzling and so far away. And yet here's Mitsumi, who stops, turns, and then runs right back to him, right? It's like, oh, I'm far away, alright? Alright, I'm gonna come right back. Here's more squid crackers for you. Very, very fun. It's just that feeling of, oh, what is it? It's like that feeling of you meet someone who is just very opposite of you, who, you know, way more confident than you could ever be. And you're just like, man, this person, very far away from me. And this reminds me of episode 8, I think? Is it episode 8 or episode 7 of Bocchi the Rock? When Bocchi was having a talk with Nijika, and Nijika was talking about her family life and such, and like I started talking about how Nijika really reminded me of a friend who helps me out sometimes with some things that I feel very, that I feel that, not gonna, well, I mean, just, it's like, my general anxiety and such. And so that kind of gives me that same vibe of Mitsumi and Shima, except I'm Shima and my friend and the person I'm thinking about is Mitsumi. They would also be Nichika in that situation as well, right? A person who's very dazzling, who pushes on forward, and yet here is Shima, who's thinking, wow, you're so dazzling, you're so far away from me, I would never be able to get up to your standard. And then here is Mitsumi turning around and coming back to him. And just being like, hey, here's some fucking crackers. And it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I do enjoy it on a very personal level, because I do have a friend like that who I do feel is way above me. But I also know that, they've got their own issues. I've been friends with them for a decade now at the very least, right? And I feel in a very similar fashion as Shima. And and when he kind of goes and think like, you think too much of me, in the way that Mitsumi talks to him about that, it also reminds me of like my friend would often likes to, talk about how good at something I am or whatever, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know about that. You're thinking too much of me about that. And just the line of, I get frozen in place because I don't deserve anything. It's just, my Kokoro, And, I think it's a very relatable line for a lot of people, whether they were brought down by their family a lot, or, they've gone through a lot of trivial stuff. Sorry, not trivial stuff. A lot of, perhaps some traumatic stuff. Also, some private numbers is calling me right now. It was a private number, and now it's private number 2. I don't know who these people are calling, but I don't answer private numbers. Sorry. Alright, where was I? Yeah, so I don't deserve anything. That's, and it kind of goes to Shima's past, right? Where he got into child acting because not that he liked it in general, but because his mom wanted him to do it. And then he went through some 6th grade shit, right? He got into a little bit of a drama, and that fucked everything up, right? That fucked Ririka's career up and her whatever stuff up as well, and that fucked up his relationship, I would assume, with his mother. And then his mother's like, alright, I'm gonna go birth some other kid and love him instead. Fuck you, child. God, now that's a level of pettiness. I don't think that's what his mom did exactly, but and then of course we've got Ririka, who is continuously coming to pull him down, and so very understandable why he thinks like that, right? I don't deserve anything because I'm a giant. I'm fucking messed up. I fucked up in my life, right? I fucked up once, and that means that I can't live a happy life anymore. I don't deserve anything. Look, it was a big fuck up, that's for sure. But again, I don't think that it's your fault. I don't think that it's Ririka's fault, right? I think it's just the entertainment. I was gonna say the entertainment district, the entertainment industry, the fault of the entertainment industry, right? It's the fault of these people who allowed you to be in there with alcohol. It's the fault of the people who invited you in the first place, right? And look, going back to the whole idea of kids can't consent to anything. So it's really bad to like it's again, it's that whole thing is not the fault of the kids, right? Even if they came and they accepted it, again, they can't particularly consent, nor do they fucking understand the whole thing of alcohol and such, whatever. So it fucked that up, and so, like I said, Shima runs away while Ririka stands, right? She stays where she is, and she doesn't want to, she stays there, but she's not getting better, right? In fact, she's getting worse because she's spending so much time thinking about what other people is thinking about her. And so, you know, now that I think about it, I was talking about how the idea of people don't like to see other people happy when they get into a certain space. That's Ririka. She doesn't, she sees that Shima is having a good time. She doesn't like it because she's envy of that happiness that he has. And so she comes back to pull him down with her, right? I want you to be sad with me. I want you to be in the same spot as I am because you're the one who brought me here, right? Not only does she feel that envy towards Shima, she also feels resentful towards him. And so she's taking this opportunity because she knows that she's got fucking ammo, right? And she's not afraid to fucking use it. She's holding this gun out here, dude. The fucking emotional gun. She got ya. So yeah, the person I was talking about was Ririka this whole time. And for Ririka, I understand her point. Obviously, she's in the wrong, right? I haven't just gone out and be like, oh, can't believe she's doing shit like this. I'm so upset at her and all that. I haven't really said that, but you know, just to make sure I know that she's in the wrong. I do understand her, but I also enjoy characters like these. So here I am with Ririka being like, oh man, Ririka's really bad, but also, you know, I just like her type. I just like her sort of character as well. And hopefully, you know, in the manga, if this doesn't get finished off in the anime or something, you know, hopefully she gets a slap or two. That's all I'm saying. Just one slap. Preferably from Mika, but one slap. I don't know why Mika does the slap. I feel like she's the sort of person who would do it. If she ever gets her fucking confidence up anyways. You know, we've got somebody else with fucking self-confidence issues. Anyways, I don't actually know if I made a point with this whole part, but I'm not gonna continue on with it. I don't feel like crying again. But towards the end of all of this, Class 1-3, which is the class that they are in, they've decided that they're going to do a play, which, wow, big surprise, oh my god. Hey, they're doing a play, Shima doesn't want to play, and here we are with a fucking play. Good on him. And you know, the more Shima doesn't want something, the more the world and the people are going to suck him back in. So we'll just have to see whether he's going to be like, you know, if people decide to try and vote him to be the main lead, to which, you know, he's a super hot boy, so of course they would try to make him the main lead in order to get more people to come and watch the show and, like, you know, be a success and all that. So there's that. And you know, if there has to be like a main love interest or a female lead, I mean, you know, who knows? Well, we'll have to see who fights that out. We'll just have to see who's gonna duke it out for that role, huh? And so I wonder if, since I was mentioning that the school festivals are often climatic experiences in these type of, you know, slice of life anime, if they're just going through the school routines and schedules. So we're gonna have to prep, we're gonna have to play prep, and we're going to somewhat end it, whether we're going to have, you know, I think it's 12 episodes. If it was 13 episodes, then, like, the whole thing could end at episode 12, and then episode 13 would be just some episode to tie shit up, or just have a low cooldown episode before the season ends, or whatever. But, yeah, I would assume that we're gonna have that whole play stuff, and, you know, maybe Shima comes to realize that maybe he does like acting in the end. Who knows? Maybe he does. And that not only was he doing it just for his mother's love, but he was also doing it for himself. Who knows, right? Shima's been very, I was gonna say adamant. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but he's been very resistant about going back to acting. And yet here he is being resistant, and things keep trying to pull him back to it, right? Keeps trying to pull him back to his childhood days, to his child acting days, which also, now I think about it, understandable that he doesn't want to do it again, because it cost him to do that whole 6th grade incident, so... Oh no, I can't fly out of control again. Despite Shima being very resistant against that, despite Shima being resistant against that, the world of the anime keeps trying to pull him back in. So is there a whole feeling of him actually liking acting because, you know, he actually likes it and it was part of his passion, and after his mom cut him off and whatever, right? All he could think about was, oh, maybe I only did it for my mother's love. Who knows, right? Who knows? But we'll just have to figure it out when the next episode comes. Alright, I thought that I wasn't going to talk too much about this episode, but here I am. We'll have to see how long this discussion is. Hopefully it's not that long. But if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.